Who can be my worker? You can choose anyone you want to be your worker, including family members or friends, as long as they meet the requirements. Workers must be at least 17 years old, complete a background check and training, and be legally eligible to work in the United States. There are a few people who cannot be your worker, though. You cannot hire your representative, support broker, or your legally responsible guardian if you have one. Do you prefer to have your family and friends provide care or find outside people, Erica?
My family lives pretty far from me, and my parents are aging, so I haven't had a lot of family members work for me. My mom and sister are backup workers for me and help on holidays, but that's about it. My niece was looking at coming to college right by me so that she could work for me, but unfortunately, she ended up not liking the campus. I do love it when friends decide they want to work for me. It's great to have quality time with that person. It is also nice when past workers come back to work for me or fill in here and there. I also love it when current workers recommend new workers. I think that when people have a prior connection, for example, a friend in common, they are more likely to go through the interview process and stay working for longer than people who are strangers. All in all, I figure every time I meet a new worker, it's an opportunity to make a new friend.
You're really good at making friends and hiring workers, Erica. I love that perspective. How do I find and hire workers? These are a few things you could think about when hiring workers. Decide the qualities and skills you want in a worker. Write a job description. Use the job description to make an ad for workers. Post ads in places like community boards, neighborhood groups, and colleges. Interview applicants. Check references. Make sure the applicant can pass a background check. And always make sure to choose the best worker for your needs. Once you've chosen a worker you want to hire, contact your FMS to request new hire paperwork. Workers cannot start working until the FMS processes the new hire paperwork and tells you the worker is ready to begin. Erica, I know you've hired a lot of workers in your years of self-directing. What have you found to be the most successful way to find workers?
Honestly, Laura, I'm always looking for workers. I feel like every person I meet is a potential worker. I carry business cards, and if I meet someone I like, I give them a card and ask them to contact me. I once had a waitress at a restaurant who set my drink down right in front of me. She also asked if I needed my hamburger cut up before it came out. I was so shocked by how knowledgeable and kind she was that I gave her my business card and asked her to contact me. She ended up working for me for about 9 years. I think that living life out in my community is the best form of recruitment that I can do. Thank goodness I love to be on the go and doing things.
You really don't like to sit still, do you?
Not at all, Laura.
Hiring people can seem a little overwhelming. I know support workers help people who self-direct. There's also lots of tips and tricks in the written handbook, both in the employer handbook for self-direction in main care and in the mini guide for self-directing employers in main care. Hiring people includes a lot of personal preferences. How did you determine the steps to take to hire a worker?
Honestly, Laura, it took a lot of trial and error and practice. Just like everyone in self direction, I had no idea what the heck I was doing when I first started. I didn't know the first thing about hiring people or being a manager. Each time I hired someone new, I learned something. Then I started a new job at an independent living center that provided personal assistance services. Part of my job was to interview potential workers for people. I might have borrowed some of the questions they had and then added some of my own. There are lots of resources online, and your support broker can help you find them. The full length employer handbook also has some ideas for questions to ask and things you should not ask, like how old someone is. Now I have a rather lengthy interview process. I have a Google form that people need to fill out. I review the form, and if I like the person, I contact them for an interview. If I like the person during the video interview, I set up an in person interview. I have a list of questions prepared that don't break any laws, but get me the information I want. I want to know if someone will be a good fit for me, so I ask sample situation questions. For example, I ask, what would you do if we were in public and you noticed my pants were down so that you could see my bottom? An applicant said that she would hurry over and yank those puppies up. As I want someone who will be discreet and remember that I am my own decision maker, I didn't hire that person. The right answer would be to whisper in my ear that my pants are down and see what I want to do.
So it sounds like you established a process based on your own needs and thought about questions to ask that helped you identify what you would want in a worker. I know you and I have talked about a lot about the questions you ask in the interviews. Could you share a couple examples?
Sure, Laura. One of the questions I ask is there anything I should know when creating your work schedule?
Oh, that's right, because you can ask, are you religious or do you need time off for church? But if you ask about the schedule, they might volunteer information.
That's right, Laura. I'm really good at finding creative ways to ask things so I can get the information I want and not break any laws.
You are so good, Erica. Are there other examples you could give us?
Another question I like is there anyone or anything in your life that you can think of that would keep you from coming to work as scheduled?
Oh, that's a good one because you can't ask if someone has children, but people might volunteer if they have children who get sick a lot or have any limitations around there.
That's right, Laura. Also, remember, if you want, your support broker can help you decide what questions will give you the information you need about the potential worker.